May 29th, 2013, up in Monroe County, looking at winter small grain variety trial. There's soft red and soft white wheat along with malting barley. We're going to take a closer look at the malting barley plants in this trial. So right now everything's mostly headed out, and some of the plants are actually at Feeks 10.5 of the flowering stage. So first variety here on the end, one thing I'm going to zoom in on a little bit, there's disease on the leaves. It's got some splotching, brown and yellow. And disease resistance is very important in variety selection, and that's part of why we do variety trials. And we're just going to walk down the rows here and just take a look at the different varieties. The grain morphology can be quite different between varieties. This variety here is more of short and stout. Appears to be a 6-row variety. So if we look at the stem here, you can see there are 6 rows of grains, whereas the variety right next to it is a 2-row. It's flatter, only 2 rows of grain. Looking out over across all the reps, you can see there's differences in height, differences in the colors of the awns or the hairy bristles coming out of the kernels. Some varieties like the one just in front of us here, and there's one over there, you can see they're purple, and it's just varietal differences, not any indication of disease or anything like that. Now, barley's a neat crop. It's definitely a joy to look at, especially when it's blowing in the breeze. And we have a spring small grain variety trial. It's down near the airport in Leroy, and there's another winter small grain location here in western New York. Another thing we're going to be evaluating these varieties for is susceptibility to fusarium head blight and then Don, which can produce vomitoxin. A very important thing to measure for the malting barley industry. There's very low tolerance for it, and anybody who's going to be growing malting barley organically, their main management strategy is going to be varietal resistance. Again, another plot that has a variety that has some purple in its awns. Got a plot here that's fallen down. Since it's the only plot that's done this, I suspect maybe a deer has run through this one. These varieties are replicated all across this block here, so there doesn't appear to be any other plots that have fallen down. That's why we think it's probably animal damage. And last row right here. We'll take a quick scan over the winter wheat nurseries again there. There's soft red and soft white varieties. And most of the varieties have begun to head out or are completely headed out, with some of them flowering. And just a reminder, flowering stage is the last point in time that an insecticide or fungicide application can be made, which will be starting to happen all across the region this week, though the current outlook on the nationwide risk assessment is relatively low. However, we have some wet, humid weather coming our way, so we'll keep an eye on the risk region-wide, and we'll send some updates as far as there appears to be a higher risk across the region in the next couple weeks.